Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, baby. We got no more hot takes about loot boxes. Just cute cats and baby stories. N6RW M6LG. I don't mind this. I don't mind this. I know we got Eve's Mascara. Our damage now with Proptosis definitely is pretty great. We do face one problem. You already know what it is, and you already know why I'm here, Cactus Jack sent me. We have one issue, and that issue is very simple. More cowbell. Remember when everyone was saying that? Those were not the days. Anyway, we have one issue. It's not rate of fire, because our damage is such that our rate of fire is not that bad. Our issue was HP, and honestly, that just solved it, which was very rude because I was in the middle of just explaining why it was an issue in the first place. But I have to also level with you. 15 rate of fire is actually just not that bad. Like, if we started with 2 damage, we'd be like, this is pretty nasty. But to start with, even if we started with like 4 damage, which obviously we cleared that bar like very easily. But even if you started with 4 damage, you'd be like, that's kind of acceptable. And now I'm hoping our HP's got it going on too, because if our HP is good, we're beyond set. Alright, well that's gonna... That was an insanely good experimental treatment, but I should have thought twice about picking it up. And we do have a lot of HP, oh my god. So we have 21 damage with a 12 rate of fire. This, and I say this, I guess more flippantly than I should. This is some on the mere statistical attribute level. This is one of the strongest runs I think we've ever had at this point of a game on an Eden start. Like, we have too many things that have worked out exactly right for us for that not to be the case. Eve's Mascara doubling pretty good damage, chaining that into Proptosis that makes things even better. And then following that up with the greatest experimental treatment we ever could have asked for. Anyway, we're operating from a position of power. Let's put it that way. Don't want any of those. It's a tough choice. Potato Peeler is actually really good. But I think for such a small price to pay... Oh, I should have... Oh no, that's Horf, not Verp. I wanted to Verp a speed upgrade, but now I realize that we don't have a speed upgrade to do it with anyway. However, we would like to pick up Potato Peeler as well, if it's at all possible. If it's not, it's not. I mean, this is a run where just genuinely we're probably not going to be using our orbital for very much damage. So I'm, let's get it out of the way. I'm not complaining. This is it's a really good setup we got here. Anyway, in the world of anecdotes, what's going on? Very, very little. You know, it's baby season. I believe I may have mentioned the fact that we have a baby. She sleep. She do a little Eden. She gets swaddled. Not in the traditional swaddle, because that is like harder to fold than a burrito. Oh, we definitely want that. But, you know, she gets a little swaddling in those swaddle sacks. And while she feeds, I watch television. That's pretty much what that aspect of my life is like right now. We had a very touching moment yesterday. Where, like, so she was quite ornery yesterday. She was like, very upset all day. You know, it's a baby. You don't really know why, right? Apparently every pill is a speed upgrade. But you do the thing. You're like, you know, I'm gonna feed her. I'm gonna change her diaper. We're gonna, you know, rock her back and forth. We're gonna sing a little Rush and see how she feels about that. And finally, after like an hour of consoling this child, I swear to you, it was like a cloudy day parted. The sky turned from gray to blue. She hit me with like the most genuine smile I have ever seen her make. And it melts your heart, you know? Like, it's an unbelievable feeling of both gratification, because you're like, I made the child happy. But then also you're like, oh, that's like one of her first real smiles. This is such like a precious moment. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I swear to God, literally half a second later, she let out an ear-splitting fart and pooped her pants. You know, like, I still would not trade the smile for $1 million. Well, for $25. However, I did come to the realization pretty quickly that she might have been smiling because, you know, she's spending time with her father. But in all likelihood, she was actually probably smiling because she finally managed to pass a bit of gas that had been causing her some problems. But you know what? I was happy for that, too. I was happy for that. I said, you know, honestly, babies have it too easy. If an adult hit you with that level of disrespect, you would be like, come on, at least go to, like, the other room. When a baby does it, you're like, oh my god, good fart, baby. It's weird. They get it too easy. Like, if I did that, my wife would be like, did you just crap your pants? Oh, but when the baby does it, I see how it is. I thought it was we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Apparently, babies, the rules don't apply. Oh, so you're suggesting if a baby committed murder, then I don't know where I'm going with this. What I do know is I can stand up to any threat on this run. That's for sure. So yeah, I've been watching a little television. I have reached the point with TV where I can no longer really be picky, you know? So, and I'm not even saying that the show that I'm watching right now is bad. But I started, because Season 2 is coming out, or, you know, it probably is out by the time of this video. Actually, I think Season 2 came out today as of the day of this recording. But Season 2 of The Mandalorian, is out now. So I was like, you know what, maybe it's time I finally catch up on all this Baby Yoda stuff. See what's going on with that baby. And I gotta say, I'm willing to certify that in my estimation, I think The Mandalorian is a good show. It is funny to me that I really think in terms of science fiction television, The Mandalorian and Raised by Wolves are like the exact opposites of one another. Like The Mandalorian, it's like a no. It's shot like, well, I mean, I guess they're shot kind of similarly. They're both shot very cinematically instead of like in what I would consider a more traditional kind of television style. But, you know, The Mandalorian is like a fairly conventional story. It has, not to be rude, because, you know, I like that, you know, I'm not anti-Disney stories. Maybe business, yes, but the stories, I'm like, yeah, they're, look, I hate to say it, okay, but like I think a lot of the reason Disney stories, like Marvel, Star Wars, and even like the animated stuff, I feel like a lot of the reason they get criticism is because they're being criticized by adults that are watching it through the lens of being adults. When actually, you know, they're meant for broad appeal, and, you know, things with broad appeal, there's going to be problems that adults have with them. That's the way I look at it, at least. You may agree or you may disagree. Like, there are stuff that's like, it's for everybody. Kids can also enjoy it, but adults will also, you know, find themselves crying, you know, like the average Pixar stuff. But in general, I'm like, I think you just gotta accept that for some of this stuff, like, you know, it's not meant, like, I would love if they came out with like a real mature adult Star Wars that like jaded people over the age of 25 were like, I didn't think they could do it, but they did it, you know. You see, you know, Luke Skywalker, like, I don't even know what you'd see him do, you know? Something gritty, you know? But, regardless, where was it? Like Breaking Bones, like Zack Snyder style. We good to go? I think we're good to go here. But I don't think it's going to happen. Instead, you're going to end up with these, you know, Star Wars properties that are like, you know, there's going to be a CGI character that, like, you know, eats a fish or something like that, and then everyone's going to go, like, great. You know, it's going to be a little quippy. But Raised by Wolves is, like, literally just Ridley Scott's materialized fear of pregnancy turned into, like, the gooeyest science fiction property ever made. The Mandalorian is just like all of the edges are shaved off. It's like I'm having a good time watching the show, for sure. But I'm like, man, this has like, it smells like money. That's the way I feel about the Mandalorian, for sure. I also, like, I gotta tell you, I don't know if Jon Favreau has ever been involved with a media property that did not have a fetishized scene of somebody smithing armor. Every Iron Man movie has like a, you know, and even a couple of the Spider-Man have like a, you know, and he's making the Mark 17 armor that, you know, comes out of his cufflinks or whatever. Even the Mandalorian's got that stuff going on. I'm not against it. I'm just, you know, I'm just, you know, if you were like, oh, was this, did Jon Favreau have a hand in producing this? You wouldn't be like, I didn't see that coming. You would be like, yeah. When they do the 3-minute long montage of the lady making the Beskar steel armor, you're like, yeah, that's Johnny right there. Anyway, I think it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I get that it's a spaghetti western. Don't get me wrong, but it almost I kind of feel like, and I get in trouble for my opinions on Star Wars a lot, but we're not gonna go down that road. I would like to see more Star Wars stories that are not about the war between the rebels and the Galactic Empire, but are instead about people just existing in the world. Not like, hey, I'm a farmer in Star Wars. Wow, look at my blue milk, you know? Like, I'm not that interested in that, but, you know, stuff like, hey, what's going on with Jabba the Hutt when he's not, you know, taking possession of smugglers frozen in carbonite? I was thinking, though, you know, like, I think I've learned, if I ever, and it will never happen, but let's just frame the bit this way regardless, as if it would. If I ever got into, like, you know, writing or television or anything like that, I think we will take this. Let's get weird about it. I think I've learned something from Star Wars, and that is, you have made a mistake. Yes. If you ever have a character in your film named, like, Raider number 7, okay? We're not gonna do that. You know why? From now on, if you write a story, here's my writing tip for you. Every character has a name. Even the random people... let me put it this way. Everybody that says a line has a name. So if somebody exists just to, like, shoot at the Mandalorian and then get blasted, you don't need to give them a name. That can just be, like, Marauder or something like that. But if somebody says, you know, especially if they say it in a weird, you know, like, space language, Rika Juwawa Mando, you know, if they do something like that, give them a name, and I'll tell you why. If your media property takes off, people are going to write fan fiction about that guy. They're going to turn that guy into, like, a folk hero. What's going on with, Gianmarco, you know? Like, what's his thing? It seems like he's got a whole story. Otherwise, why would they give him a name? And then they'll write the fanfic. They'll turn him into, like, a little, you know, cult hero. And then 10 years down the road, if you're like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this media property anymore, you turn to the subreddits. And you look at, you know, like the Wikipedia for this stuff. You don't even have to write it. All you have to do is give them a name and, like, an eye patch. They will write the story for you. You will never, ever be starved for content. If you are writing any kind of science fiction property, that's my rule. Everybody with a line has a name. It's called job security. There will be no more Twi'lek number 17. From now on, that's, Marza Panini. Dude, I gotta buy the books to see what's going on with Marza Panini. And one of her tentacles was a different color. What's going on with that? I'm telling you, dude, it will. Your kids are gonna be going to Ivy League schools. Joker. Well, we want a Joker right away. That's not even close to being a contest. This is insanely great. So it's probably another Joker. Would you rather have justice or death? I think the answer is it doesn't matter. We'd rather have a better card. Like Death, for example. That's going to be another Joker. We don't really care. Justice. We'll just pop it. You might as well be popping your Justice cards. Temperance. We don't really know what our HP's at right now, so we're going to ignore that. Joker is just like the strictly better card here. We don't need that much of it. Hey, we ended up getting that anyway. That's fine. I know we got PhD, but I still don't really find myself that tempted to buy the pills at this point. Like, you know where we stand on this one. And you know why I'm here. Cactus Jack sent me. We are one item away from becoming Guppy as well. I would say this one has a very realistic chance of getting there. Especially with, basically Goat Head. Might as well check it. Ace of Hearts. Honestly, you might think I'm crazy, but the Ace of Hearts, like, for survival purposes, is actually better. Oh, we're at full HP. Better than the Death card. Like, there's a chance we might need that to keep us alive. If we do, something has gone horribly wrong, because this is, like, unbelievably great. I mean, it's no longer the greatest run we've ever seen, but it's still extremely great. Could use some more stats, but, I mean, we did, while bantering, we did beat, the first 6 floors in 14 minutes. That's a lot faster than usual. So, we're not sweating it in any capacity right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Every character with a line should have a name. Now, I don't, know the rules of fiction. That might already be a rule of fiction. Either way, I think it's a good... If you... God forbid... Wait, not God forbid. What's the opposite? God permit. If you ever find yourself writing the new hot science fiction or fantasy property, you'll be happy you did. All I ask is that you send me... I don't know, let's just say like 4% of your gross sales in that case. Would help me out a lot. And honestly, I mean, if you don't give me 4%, I'm going to sue you for 50. So, I'll leave it up to you. You have 24 hours. So yeah, the way that I do see the credit card there, but we don't really have use for it right now. Like it is under control. Although I suppose we might as well. Even if we're not going to be able to use it with the space bar, well, maybe we will, honest. I don't know. Don't even worry about it. Why am I talking about Isaac? We're so clearly, like, set on this one. What are you? I thought, like, it would be good if that was, like, the Emperor, but whatever. So the way the pace of my life right now, by the next Isaac episode, I will have probably finished both seasons of The Mandalorian, so I hope you've enjoyed this brief little discussion of it while it's still in its infancy. I will say, we also watched a movie on Netflix. Oh, dude, that's good eats. We also watched a movie on Netflix recently. It was called The Devil All the Time. Is starred everybody that you know as an actor. Everybody you see in this movie, you're going to be like, I've seen him before. I've seen her before. What was she in again? Oh, she was in this. I remember now. Hold up. So who does it star? Okay, it stars Tom Holland, who is, Spider-Man. It stars Sebastian Stan, who was the Winter Soldier. It stars Bill Skarsgård. Bill, you know who I'm talking about. Bill. He played Pennywise in It, and I believe was also Tarzan in the ill-fated Tarzan movie. It's got a lot of famous actors and actresses. It has the actress who played Alice in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland films. Basically, there's a lot. Now, Kate liked the movie. I did not like the movie. I will tell you, and it's not exclusively Joker, because it was a downer, but it's really like, it's a movie that is just chock full of misery. To me, I almost found first off, I was a little bored, but secondly, I found it almost a caricature. It's like, you know, everybody that you meet in the movie is so, like, such an over-the-top piece of garbage that I was just like, I mean, I could write this. Hey, you see that baby? That baby's a jerk. You know, you just write it like that. Anyway, apparently it's based on a very famous novel. We are the Gupster, by the way. I'm willing to let it ride. We have 50 damage. That's absurd. Anyway, that was a 17-minute run. I recommend The Mandalorian. I do not recommend The Devil All the Time. But, you know, watch for yourself. You can be the judge. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.